Human culture is comprised of and allows for many and varied subcultures. Only it doesn't. Superficially, it allows for two cultures, two polarized, overarching cultures. Ultimately, it allows for just one. The two overarching cultures of human culture seem to be mutually exclusive, but they are not. They are only two halves of the one same whole culture. And human culture in its entirety is the single most hideous, awful and terrible problem in the world today. And this shouldn't come as any big surprise to you. Let me ask you a question. If human culture is so varied, because it is the result of billions of people throughout history, all contributing their own unique ideas and beliefs on what reality is for us here, to the point where we have multiple major religions, uncounted tribal outlooks, various spiritual approaches, all kinds of occult, mystical and esoteric understandings, alongside the materialism and reductionism of the sciences and the many and varied branches of philosophy and metaphysics. Why do you think it should be so? That the concept of we are the eternal should be so underrepresented in our world that it is virtually unheard of. If you put to one side, for a moment, your own personal cultural bias, and just think about all of the different ways in which we humans are prepared to think about our own existence and what humanity really amounts to. We have people who believe in one God. We have people who believe in many gods. We have people who believe in dark forces, people who believe in a shadow controller, people who believe this world is a simulation, people who believe in the blind energetic forces of physics and survival of the fittest, people who believe in occultism and survival of the fittest, people who believe in Scientology, and on and on and on. So many outlooks, so many flavors of belief. So please, seriously, I ask you to just pause for one moment and ask yourself, where is we are the eternal in all of this? Because it is nowhere in all of this. The human race pretty much seems ready, willing, and able to believe absolutely anything, so long as it doesn't go anywhere near we are the eternal. Do you notice that? Now that I've said it, do you notice this? Does this not strike you as a curious thing? I understand that, in all likelihood, you've probably never asked yourself this. But now that I've pointed it out to you, does this not strike you as just the darndest thing? There is the belief in reincarnation, of course, and perhaps this is as close to what I am talking about as we get. But those who subscribe to the concept of reincarnation tend to think of the wheel of return as a thing that we are caught within, a thing to be transcended and escaped. There is also pantheism, which is the idea that absolutely everything counts as an aspect of God. But both of these concepts place us as being less than. If we are still trapped in the wheel of return, we are less than those that have managed to transcend it through their spiritual discipline. And if we see ourselves as being an aspect of God, we see ourselves as being a very small aspect of God. All of our cultural beliefs tell us that we are less than something greater. All of them. We are less than God. We are less than the spiritually disciplined. We are less than the cosmos and the laws of physics. Always, 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 we are less than something. Something that is greater than us. Something that is better than us. Where is that school of thought in amongst all of this less-ism that simply states we are the eternal? Because all human culture, whether religious or scientific or occult or whatever, is less-ism. Human culture is so convinced of its own less-ism that it believes no other option can possibly exist. So convinced of this that the very word less-ism did not even exist until this video. The word less-ism did not exist until this video because it was never needed by our culture, because human culture cannot conceive of any alternative to less-ism. Less-ism has been the one single possibility as far as we have been concerned, to the point where it hasn't even needed a name, because to name it would be to suggest the possibility that something else could conceivably exist. And this is the one thing that all human culture, regardless of its different flavors, is in agreement on that whatever the truth may be, we are less than it. Don't you find that curious? Human culture is polarized into two broad categories. Those who believe in divine and or demonic hierarchy, and those who believe in the blind energetic forces of physics. Human culture is polarized into two broad categories of lessism. And this is literally all human culture has to offer us to date. The many, many, many and varied flavors of the one flavor, lessism. We are low on the spiritual hierarchy, or we are far below the periodic table in terms of our significance. Human culture is comprised of its own subcultures and tolerates its own subcultures, much as the human body is comprised of its own various parts and tolerates its own various parts. What the human body instinctively reacts against is that which it perceives as being not of itself. What human culture instinctively reacts against is that which it perceives as being not of lessism. All and any belief systems are allowed to coexist and prosper, so long as they are belief systems that ultimately reduce down to the one same belief, lessism. Conspiracy theorists can have platforms as large as anybody else, because conspiracy theorists are as much lessists as everybody else. For the conspiracy theorist, it is the conspiracy that is big, not themselves. And here is the great irony of all ironies. For the truth seeker, it is the truth that is big, not them. But the truth we seek is the truth of ourself. And how shall the truth of ourself be greater than us? The only time that we can believe the truth must be greater than us is when we do not know it, do not remember it. And we have not remembered it for as long as we can remember. The truth is that we are the truth. The only thing that ever happens in all eternity is the truth happening. And if we are happening, then we are it. This is the truth. The truth seeker seeks for that which they already are. All human culture to date is a proponent of lessism. Because while we are in forgetfulness, forgetfulness of being the truth, we feel small. And we do not want anybody around us to feel big while we are feeling small. Human culture is born of us, reflects who we see ourselves to be, and fully incorporates all of our existential insecurity. And so, human culture promotes, perpetuates, and allows all flavors of lessism, but finds itself unable to tolerate me. I am not another proponent of lessism. I am not a truth seeker. I am the truth. And as the truth that I am the truth bringer. And the truth I bring is that you are the truth, have been all along, because there is literally nothing else to be. Nothing, anywhere, because that which happens is truth, and that which is not truth does not happen. All human culture was born out of truth-seeking, which means all human culture was born out of not knowing the truth. Something for you to understand. You are all cultists. You are all cultists because you are all culturalists. And it doesn't matter which cult, which culture you belong to. It doesn't matter if your cult is religious, even if it is the biggest, baddest, most popular religion in the world. It doesn't matter if your cult is scientific, even if it is the most well-funded science in the world. It doesn't matter if your cult is of the occult, even if it is the most impressive occult cult you have ever encountered. Your cult is a culture, and your culture is a cult. And your cult does what all cults do. It tells you lies. And the truths it does tell, the truths it does show, do not mitigate the lies it tells. The truths your cult tells do not mitigate the lies it tells. Your culture, your cult, is a culture of lessism. And the lie it tells is that you are less than you are. This is the truth you need to know. How much money or prestige it has is only a mark of what a good liar it is. And how much money or prestige it gives you, it is not enough to compensate for what it takes from you. All human culture today is lie culture. This is the truth. It is not a crime. It is not a sin that human culture is a liar. But it is the truth. The child does not remember all they have been before. It just does not work that way. And it is no sin on the child's part that they should become afraid, that they should feel small, that they should believe they are less. But they are not less, have never been less, never will be less. This is the truth that the child should be taught. This is the truth I am here to teach. My name is Yanto, also known as Ian Moore. Ian Moore, not Ian Less. I am here to teach us that we are not less. We are only ever becoming more. We are eternal truth in living iteration, truth that cannot stop being true, and can only, therefore, become more and more and more, forevermore.